All right, so the first two steps are identical to what we did in completing or in rewriting the middle term. And you're going to find the product of a times c. Again, this is assuming you're dealing with ax squared plus bx plus c, quadratic type. Okay, once you find the product of those, you're going to find factors of this product AC whose sum is B. This time, though, we're going to name them H and K. And so we're going to actually label these or identify these. Okay, so we have values H and K from that. Once you get your H and K value, and you already know your A value from the original form, you can plug these into the formula for decomposition, which is factor AX plus H, a second factor AX plus K, and divide that whole thing by A. Okay, and so your final step on this would be to simplify or cancel any common factors. And that's going to give you your answer. Okay, so let me take you through the problem that we just looked at before. And so that problem was 4x squared plus 11x plus 6. All right, step 1, find the product of AC. What is that? 4 times 6 is 24. Now what we're going to do is we're going to find two factors of 24 whose sum is this middle term. I'm sorry, the middle term's coefficient. So what two factors of 24 equal 11? 8 and 3, right? So notice this is really similar to what we did with the rewrite the middle term. Okay, now if we let this be H and this one be K, and we already see that our A value is right here, if we plug it directly into this formula, we get our, and simplify it, we get our factors. So if we take 4x plus 8 times 4x plus 3 and divide that all by our A value 4, and then just reduce this fraction, that will leave us with the set of factors. Okay, so here this 4 goes into both terms of this factor. 4 goes into 4 once and into 8 twice, so we get x plus 2 times 4x plus 3, and that's our simplified form. And so you can factor using that process as well. All right, let's take a look at one more problem, or another problem that involves this, or that you can use for this. All right, so see if you can factor this expression using this formula. Okay, find your product AC, identify the factors of that product whose sum is B, -5, and then rewrite it in that formula form. Reduce the formula as far down as you can. All right, so here we get 12 times -2 gives us -24. Find two factors of that whose sum is this middle term -5, and that's going to be what? -8 and plus 3. So there's my H and K value. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my A value. So 12x minus 8 is one factor. 12x plus 3 is my other factor. Going to divide those all by 12. And when I reduce this out, it's going to give me the factors of this original expression. So even though 12 can't go into both of these completely, a factor of 12 can, right? So between 12x and -8, what common factor can cancel from both of those? 4, right? So if I take a 4 out of 12, that leaves 3. 4 goes into this 12 how many times? 3. 4 goes into this 8 how many times? 2. Now I have this factor of 3 still down here. So I'm going to go ahead and cancel it with my other binomial. 3 goes into 12 how many times? 4. This 3 goes into 3 once, and it cancels completely. And so when I reduce this down, I get my remaining factors of 3x minus 2 and 4x plus 1. And so those would be my factored form of this expression. Okay. Like I said, it's just an option for you. You have 3 different ways that you can do these by hand. And there will be some questions with a leading coefficient of something other than a 1 on your quiz Wednesday. So make sure that you have at least one of the 3 that you're comfortable working with.